Hi friends, Carrie Scroggins. I am an insurance agent in Texas, and I have been an agent for 43 years. And I wanted to come in and talk today about a tragedy that took place yesterday that affects the insurance industry. A major company executive was assassinated yesterday. And from all accounts, it seems that the reason for this assassination was his company, a medical insurance company, he was the CEO, has been denying claims. Now, we don't know the specifics yet, but I wanted to talk about this specific thing, what I see as an agent of 43 years, what I have experienced myself as a consumer, what my agency has seen happen this year, and what, in my opinion, as a licensed agent of 4 decades of experience, see in my industry and what is happening. And frankly, has caused what happened yesterday. You know, people spend a lot of money on insurance, whether it's car insurance, home insurance, health insurance, life insurance, disability insurance. Americans spend billions of dollars a year to protect themselves, their families, and their futures, their property as well, their livelihood, their futures. And when you spend this kind of money, it is the second most expensive item in a household behind a mortgage. Car insurance, home insurance. Then you add life insurance and health insurance, disability insurance, funeral expenses, all of these things. It is the second most expensive line item in an American household. We are spending billions of dollars. Probably trillions. In my state, Texas, we have gone from being in the bottom 5 20 years ago. We were one of the most competitive states for insurance. In other words, we were one of the cheapest states. When I began my career, when I became a full-time career insurance professional, was in the 90s. And now we are the 4th most expensive state in the United States for all insurance. Texas is. And in the last year, we here in Texas, across the board, on an average, have seen a 60% change in our rates. They have gone up. Now, we all know wages haven't gone up 60%. We know that other expenses in our budget have gone up probably that much or more. And it has had a direct effect on the livelihood and the sustainability of American households, insurance, and what we pay for them. It has gotten to a point where, in some cases, where people have to choose between their insurance and food. That's unacceptable. In this nation, that is unacceptable. That we have a crisis of this magnitude for a product that we have to have. Because let me tell you, I have seen what happens to families without life insurance. Families can be ruined when a family income is taken away by the loss of a loved one. If there's no insurance in place, that family can lose everything. I've also seen the other side. When there is insurance in place, the family stays intact, they keep their house, kids go to college, they pay for their food, they're able to just live their life, obviously forever changed by the loss of a loved one, but they are taken care of. We as consumers depend on insurance to pick up the pieces when the pieces fall apart. And it's not happening across the board. It's not happening with property insurance. It's not happening with car insurance. It's not happening with life insurance. It's not happening with health insurance. We're paying all these premiums as consumers, and then when we go to depend on that carrier to put us back together, which is the definition of insurance, putting you back together, never at 100%, but getting you close enough back together before when the incident happened, it's not happening. In my agency alone in this year, 11 people have had to have a new roof, and all 11 of them, their insurance was denied. Not for anything the client did, but because the insurance company used wording to get out of paying for the repair and replacement of their roof. Happens in car insurance. In health insurance, it's happening at a catastrophe rate. At a catastrophic rate, there's denial of insurance because there's loopholes that are found. And that can devastate you financially. As somebody who has a chronic, debilitating disease, and I've had it for 17 years, my medical expenses have been over $3 million. Thank heavens I've had health insurance. But even with the health insurance, it has destroyed me financially. I will never be able to retire because I am constantly trying to catch up because of the amount of money that I have to pay out for medical costs. And there's no relief from the government. The only way that you get to do that is if you determine that you become disabled. I'm not disabled, but I have a chronic problem that costs me thousands and thousands of dollars every year in doctor's visits, prescriptions, and procedures, so I can continue to work, so I don't become disabled. And yet, it's destroying me and my husband. I will never be able to retire. And those premiums just continue to go up. And then when my husband retires, those premiums are going to triple because I will have to secure it outside a place of employment if I can even get it. I could become uninsured. And then I'll either have to make a decision that I won't seek medical treatment and I will let my disease get out of control, or I'll have to pay catastrophically high premiums just to maintain. So what happened in New York, this hasn't been determined yet, but I see the writing all over the wall. As somebody in this industry who've experienced almost every day somebody calling me and saying, why isn't my insurance paying for this? I entered into a contract expecting my insurance company to pay for this, and it's not doing that. Why? So somebody, it's just a guesstimation, but the writing is all over the wall here, people. Somebody became disgruntled, or they've been financially destroyed, or there's been a loss of a loved one, something along those lines. And this man has been targeted because he was the head of the company that caused the problem. I'm very confident that's what has happened. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Now, he's the CEO, but he's not the one that ultimately makes the decisions. He runs the company, but the board of directors makes those decisions. Those people that don't know you, don't know me, don't care, don't have any idea of the personal strife that a family goes through or somebody goes through when their insurance is denied and they can't seek medical help. Guarantee you the board of directors doesn't have to worry about that. Guarantee you that. So they have made an example of this gentleman because he's the CEO. Now his family is forever destroyed because he was assassinated. He has a wife and 2 children that now have lost a husband and a father. This is a chronic, systemic, cancerous problem in the insurance industry. And this is just the scratching of the top of the disease. There are millions and millions and millions and millions and trillions and billions of dollars in the insurance industries. And those people that sit in those big white buildings that are shiny and clean, that are making millions of dollars from this insurance company, those are the people that should be held accountable. They're the ones that are ignorant to the devastation of a denied insurance claim, or a partially paid insurance claim, or somebody not being able to go have treatment because they can't afford it. Guarantee you those people are making huge annual bonuses. They live in mansions. They work in white, clean, shining towers in buildings in New York. And they have turned their back on you, me, and every other consumer who has to have insurance. And what happened yesterday is a wake-up call, and it's a defining moment in this industry. How will the industry respond? I wish I knew. I love what I do, taking care of my clients. But my hands are so tied. All I can do is sell a product to somebody and then service a policy. I can't get on the phone, pick it up, and rant and rave and say, do this, do that. Why aren't you paying this? You've got to pay that. They don't care. Those board of directors and those companies, they don't care what the agents say. The agents are just a mechanism to sell their insurance. And the agents are at the mercy of the company, just like the clients, because 9 times out of 10, we're both. I don't condone violence ever. What took place yesterday is a catastrophe and a tragedy. I'm surprised it hasn't happened before. As a career agent, that's a really disappointing thing to say, but I am not surprised. People can only be taken advantage so long until they finally have had enough and they take matters into their own hands, because they've got to do something to get somebody's attention and make somebody accountable for what has happened to their lives. That's what's happened yesterday. How this all plays out, I don't know. But it could change the insurance industry forever. I certainly hope that it makes those executives in those beautiful, tall, white buildings realize they can't just arbitrarily not consider every single case, every single individual, and every single claim before they destroy somebody's life. Because this is the consequence when it happens. I pray for this poor family. They don't deserve it. They're not involved. Now they're a victim of an industry that has turned their back on everyone, except the people on the board and the executives in the buildings. That's the sad part about what happened yesterday. And it's been going on for a very, very, very long time. Somebody finally had enough. I pray they're paying attention so it doesn't happen again.